Alright, this is actually the first hand, so looks like we're gonna get all of it. I'm not playing this, so we fold, and yeah. This guy just showed a hand. That's interesting. He just showed. Let's wait for it. Ace 5 8 deuce, because I don't know, he wanted to. I don't really see much good in this hand. I do have low possibilities, so I'm actually just going to limp and I'm going to see where it goes. I'm going to fold to a raise, but blind's so small, it's not bad to take a flop with that. It's not the best idea in the world, but this guy doesn't seem too smart, so yeah, let's see if we can take it down with just this. No, made a pair of kings. Okay. We have quite a strong hand here. I don't really like to raise out of position though, because Mozilla Firefox crashed. Just because it's it doesn't play too well on a lot of flops, and on those flops I want her position, so I'm just going to check. Oh dear. Just froze there for a sec. We got a pretty strong hand here, it's double suited, got the ace 3, we're gonna raise because of those reasons. Get called, and this is actually one of the worst flops we could get. We pair our 3, which kills our low hand. We can make running low, but it's not ever gonna be like really good. Comes a 6, he checks. I'd imagine we have the best high hand, because we, unless he's slow playing something, and we kind of have outs to the nut flush, so I'm going to be betting this. I hope that he folds, because if he's got something like 8-4 he takes the low, but we can like get him off that if he's got it. If we bet, he does fold. This isn't a very good hand, but thankfully we're going to be able to check it, so it's all good. Comes all low. We have a 5-7 low. I don't particularly think it's going to be the best all the time, but he did only limp in, so maybe he's just got big cards. I'm going to check this because on this board we could, on the turn, we could have actually had both the high and the low. Right now I'm a bit worried about that. I'm going to be checking and maybe even calling a bet. That's probably not the best idea in the world, because someone could easily have the straight. We got 2 wheel cards. The guy seems to be calling raise with a lot of hands, so it's probably good to be raising a lot more with our value hands, which this is. Oh, and he actually folds one. Terrible hand, I'm going to be folding if he raises. Woohoo! We make a set, which is great. We're going to check to the pre-flop checker. This is good. I'm actually going to explain why I'm going to be betting this. If he's got 3 6s, then he's going to pay us off, and if he's got a draw, he's going to call. But if he's got something like, I don't know, kings, 7s, 8, 9s, something like that, he's going to check back, so I need to get value on my hand, and he obviously had nothing, so yeah, in that last hand we just click the turn. If we check, we I'll fold this. If we check, we risk him checking back and having nothing going on the river, but if we bet, we can have a 6 call, or even maybe raise us. And on the flop, we really want to be, if we lead out, it makes it look really strong, and we only really get action from the draws, and I think the draws bet anyway, so it's probably best to check. Maybe even check raise, but I'm not sure about that. Well, that's a fun flop. I wish I had a 4. Probably going to check fold this flop. I don't really want to be going to running low. I still have 3 4s. It looks like I have a full house, but I don't. That's a rookie Omaha mistake that people make. I still have 10-6 high, because I got 3 4s with 10-6. If I played the 10, I'd have 2 pairs. He had a full house. He was never folding that unless he just doesn't know how to play. This looks a lot better than it is. He has been folding a lot, so maybe I'm going to raise. I probably will later on in the game, but I think right now it's best to just fold and maybe keep a tightish image. Like, I'm not playing every hand. I mean, I know I've shown that I've raised a lot, but I want to show that I'm folding my, like, King, Jack, 8, 4. Just going to check this. Comes pretty raggedy for us. I think we're just going to check fold. Let the pre-flop limper take it. Last time when he limped in and we led the turn, he did fold, so I might take a shot. Plus we do have low draws. Maybe he could have hit the king, but he might not have, so oh dear. There's not much that he really would check raise this turn with. Maybe a set of kings. That really does seem like it, because I mean, maybe he was trying to. No, he checked back. So unless he was slow playing something weird, it looks like a set. Or maybe he's got like ace deuce of hearts and just didn't want to bet the flop for some reason. But either way, he could have been bluffing, but I don't think he was. Let's see. Probably gonna be raising this because the blind's getting a bit bigger. We haven't got the best low in the world, but our high is really good. We make 3 aces on a low draw heavy board, so we've got to protect against like the 8 5s that could just make it and never fold. Plus we've got 3 aces, so what can we do? We've made the nuts on the turn. We want to be betting again to protect against the lows, because if like an 8 came and they had 6 5 or 4 5 or something silly like that, they take half the pot, and we really don't want to do that. So I'm going to bet bigger than I usually do, but this is kind of standard. So maybe he's got like pocket 3s and he'll move in. Called, and it comes jack on the end. We still have the nuts, which is good. We'll hope that he has ace 3 and pays us off. He checks. This standard shove, especially since the hearts were there, and the jack makes it a little less likely I have the ace jack. So we're going to go all in and hope that he calls. He's called 2 streets. One of the draws he could have had his hearts, so it makes it less likely we have a full house that the jack came on the end, and he folds. Yeah, that was a good hand. I enjoyed playing that. I'm just going to be checking this. Don't want to be playing anything that's really not that big out of position, unless the blinds are really crazy. We'll make, I don't know, gut shot on the flop, no low draw. Just going to check to him. Comes a 3, we've got a low draw now. I'm going to check this though. I don't really like paired boards like this, especially since he's shown a tendency to be able to check raise turns like that. I'm going to check. Hope we can take the low when he checks back. I don't think he bets this river without it. I had a pair of 3s and a better low, so I don't think we were getting off that, because he'd call for his low and just have us beat on the high. Now we're going to fold this. I really don't like paired hands, and it's just very raggedy and we could get into trouble. Maybe when we get in a bit higher in the blinds I'll be raising stuff like that, but right now I feel I have an edge playing small pots with this guy, and I'd pretty much only want to bloat the pot when I've got bigger hands. This is a much stronger hand, even though it's paired. We've got the 3-4 with the king and the spades on the king. And I've been folding a few hands lately, so raising this isn't a bad idea at all. Get called. We make a set on the flop, which is the second nuts. We've been continuation betting all of our raised hands, so I don't see a reason to stop now. In fact, stopping now would be really suspicious. Comes an 8 on the turn. I don't particularly like that. Like the ace 3's just got their low, and I can never beat that low. Oh, actually, I can tie with it if an ace comes, but other hands like 2 pairs and flush draws we want to get value out of. Even if they've got a low, we can tie their low. The flush just got there, which isn't very good, so we're going to be checking this back and hoping that he didn't check that river for us to bet into, or maybe he just has a low that he's going to call with anyway, but we're going to check this. That actually surprised me that we got the full pot. I only expected to get half, if any. We're going to see what he had now. He had 2 pair, top and bottom pair. That kind of shows this guy really isn't that good, because most people would have folded when the 10 came. I mean, I was not the 10, sorry, the 8 came. I was worried about the 8 by position, and I was betting it because I was trying to get flush draws to pay, and flush even came. Here we've got a straight draw and a flush draw. I'm going to be checking because I don't really like leading into people who have limped in because they've actively put money in the pot. I'm not sure what to do here. I've got a low draw which isn't that good, and I've got a flush draw which is the third flush draw. I'm probably going to just call this and reevaluate on the turn. We make our low and a pair. The 3 could have counterfeited the lows, which is a good thing. So if someone had ace 3 or deuce 3, they've now got counterfeited, and they haven't got a low, so I might just lead into this. We get called, and we now have 2 pair, but our low got counterfeited. So we now have 3 through 8 on that board with the 5 in the middle, so we're going to check. Hope he doesn't bet, but we're probably going to be calling it. He had a set, which interests me because of his flop bet. That was the first time he'd bet full pot. So he was trying to, I mean, that was a draw heavy board as it goes, and made him drawing dead to us. We're going to be raising here, sorry, we haven't got much time. When I'm drawing dead to the high here, which is pretty much where you want to be in this game, just getting them drawing dead to the low, and then free rolling for the high, because we had our clubs and straight draws. Here we've got a gut shot to the straight, gut shot to, well, not a gut shot, a low draw to the 6 high, and a set. So we're going to be betting this and hoping that he doesn't come over the top, because that would just be ugly. I don't like this at all. We could be drawing dead to the low. Getting 410 into 1,000. But if he's got a straight, then we can tie for the high to the low and win the high if we pair the board and other stuff. Oh, we actually have the best high. So which is pretty much why we're calling that, because we're getting 2 to 1. Oh, we have aces and a low card, and he folds, which kind of isn't very good. We got kings, no low possibilities. Not really something I want to be raising, but he is quite short, and he has shown that he can fold these things. So I mean, I'm gonna opt to fold here. He's got less than 10 big blinds. Actually, he's got 7 now because the blinds just went up. He's committed himself. I don't have a good hand. I can't do anything. I don't really want to be folding here because I want to keep him on that and I don't want to give him that. Although raising here with this hand is not a good spot. This is ugly, but I'm going to have to fold. Pick up a good hand. And he folds. The fact that he is folding some is good because it shows that he can fold. I'm going to raise this. It's not the best hand in the world, and I definitely wouldn't be raising it in other situations, but we can't have him just taking our money for free, and if we haven't really seen him shove over the top yet, other than other spots where he's kind of good, so we've got to just start doing that. We've made a wrap for the straight. A wrap is when we can hit our paired cards on top of the opening of streak. So we've got like a 10, an 8, a 7, a 5. I think that's it for a straight. So we're going to be betting this and probably calling any shove because like a set we're ahead of. That's not the best card in the world, and I don't think I've got to think about this. I wish I had the time bank, it just disappeared. We've got all those cards and we can now hit the queen and the king, so I'm going to be betting this and hoping he doesn't have a flush. Good, because he can also fold. I actually think on that last hand we had like any card from we had any card from a 5 to a king for a straight that didn't pair the board, and 5 to a king that didn't pair the board was a straight for us. He's only got that much, and we've got like a pair and lows, and it's just good to get it in here. We can't be giving him 50 for free. We got him crushed for the high. We have him drawing dead. Excellent. He's declined a rematch, which is great. I just wanted to look back at this last hand. Not particularly what we want to be playing, but if we allow him to have this 50, his double up would then be 380, would be 430, which goes to 430 goes to 860 instead of what he would have had, which was 760, and that compounds a lot in this game, especially since you're going to have to flip when it gets this shallow. And this is a really good high hand to have against that low. We have him drawing dead to the nuts on the turn, which is great. I don't think there was any other hands that I particularly thought were strange. In fact, I might actually note this guy because there was one hand. There was this hand where I actually expected him to get it in on the turn. He called the turn. He called the flop, but was not willing to call the turn. So maybe he had a straight draw, no low draw, and was worried about diamonds. But I don't know what to put on him. I'll definitely put as inexperienced. Oh, heat heads up. Called 200 into 400. No, it's into 600. What left behind, and folded the turn. Yep, that's about it.